everyone and welcome back to another video. So today guys, we're going to do an introduction into Pilates. Now this video is aimed at people that have maybe never done Pilates before or a little bit unfamiliar with the Pilates exercises. So we're going to go over a few of kind of the basic exercises that we then kind of build on and progress on in other videos that we have on the channel and other workouts that we have, just so that you can kind of hone in and get the basic exercise really done well. So then we can progress safely on and work a little bit more harder and go through into some more challenging exercises. So guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is ailesha.trulypilates. I'll pop the details up on screen somewhere, so do come over and get involved in what we get up to over there as well. All right then guys, well without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so our first exercise, or kind of basic principle really of Pilates that we're going to go over is the breathing. Now the breathing is something that a lot of people get really confused, and after class I will often get people come up to me and say, I was breathing in when you were saying breathing out, and we just got a little bit confused, and that is fine. That is absolutely fine. I always say, just don't stop breathing and you'll be okay. So it's fine to do it the wrong way around. You'll find eventually as you go through, you'll be able to kind of bring that breathing aspect into it a little bit more, just as you get used to kind of the other exercises as well. But we do have a specific kind of breathing that we look to do in Pilates, and that is kind of a rib cage breathing, as we like to call it. So we breathe in to the rib cage and we breathe out. Now, if you're not used to doing that rib cage kind of breathing, a lot of us are chest breathers, then it can feel quite odd doing that. And so having a little practice and having a few tips can be really, really useful. So you're going to need a band. Now, if you don't have a band, then go and grab yourself your dressing gown cord, because that can work a treat as well. So I'll just pause me for a second and go and grab your band or your dressing gown cord. And we're back. So grabbing that then, you're going to pop it around the middle of your back, so just around your rib cage basically. So you then want to cross the band or your dressing gown cord around the front of the ribs, and we're just going to have the arms out to the side here, the palms of your hands facing up to the ceiling. We're sitting right up on top of your sit bones, and then we're lengthening all the way out through the back of the spine and all the way up through into the back of the head, so sitting as tall as we can. Now cross-legged, if you're comfortable, you can of course take it into a bent leg straddle or a straight leg straddle or a kneeling position as well. So just go with where you can sit most comfortably. So finding that height. Now you've got that band or your dressing gown cord wrapped around the ribs. Now we're going to breathe in, and we're going to take that deep breath in, and you're going to feel the rib cage press into the band or your dressing gown cord. Now as you breathe out, pull the band or your cord slightly, not too much, so that we can fully close the rib cage all the way down. So we're going to breathe in, using that rib cage to press into the band, and then breathing out, softening your chest, your ribs, gently pulling into the band or your cord just to aid that rib cage closing all the way down. And again, take that deep breath in, expanding out through the back and the sides of the rib cage, and exhaling, softening your chest, your ribs, closing the ribs all the way down. We're going to do another two here. So breathing in, expanding the rib cage out, exhaling, softening your chest, your ribs as we close all the way down. And then one more, take that deep breath in and exhaling all the way out from there. All right, so we can pop the band down then from there, and then we're going to have a little roll onto our backs and just have a little further look at that ribcage breathing, but using some hand placements instead. So have a lie down onto your back. Your feet, just pop that out of the way. Feet are going to come into your hip distance apart position, and you're just going to place both of your hands onto the front of your rib cage, just so that your middle fingers are gently touching and connecting. Now from here, we're going to take a deep breath in, feel the rib cage expand out to the sides and to the back of the body. So you'll feel that your fingertips just slide apart with the movement of the rib cage. And then breathing out, your chest softens, your breastbone sinks. So we close the ribs all the way down and just feel the fingertips slide back in towards each other. And then just see if you can take them slightly past each other. And again, take that deep breath in, feeling the rib cage expanding out to the sides and to the back, so your fingertips slide gently apart. And then breathing out, softening your chest, your ribs, closing the ribs all the way down, so the fingertips slide back in towards each other. And then again, just see if you can go slightly past each other. And then we've got another 2 here. So take that deep breath in, feeling the rib cage expanding out to the sides and to the back. The fingertips slide apart just through the movement of the ribs. Exhaling, softening your chest, your breastbone, closing the ribs all the way down. So your fingertips slide back in towards each other and again slightly past each other. And then 1 more. Take that deep breath in, feeling the rib cage expanding out to the sides and to the back. And then breathing out, softening your chest, your ribs as we close the ribs all the way down. The fingertips just sliding gently back in towards each other. All right, from there then, we can lengthen the arms down alongside you, and we're going to come into what I call plank ups and peel ups from now. So it's into some bridging. I'm sorry if you can hear Betty licking her feet. Wait, stop it. No feety licking. She has allergies and so she loves licking her feet, and we always have to tell her off. We feel mean, but it's for her own good. All right, so we're going to come into our plank ups and into our peel ups. So our plank ups now, we've got that imaginary rod running through the spine. We'll go with the palms of the hands facing up towards the ceiling. So we're breathing in to prepare. Now we're going to press down into both feet as we plank the spine up. So we're lifting up as one piece, no peeling or rolling the spine just yet. We'll come into that in a moment. Pause here, breathe in. Now fold the hips as we plank the spine back down, so your tailbone touches down first. We're breathing in to prepare. Now press down into both feet as we plank the spine up, knees again reaching over your toes. Pause, breathing in, and then fold the hips as we plank the spine back down. We've got 2 more to go, breathing in. Press down into the feet. We're lifting up as one piece. Your knees are reaching over your toes. Hold and breathe in. Fold the hips. We plank the spine back down. So tailbone again touches down first. And then 1 more. Breathing in. Press down into the feet as we plank the spine up. Pause, breathing in. And then fold the hips as we plank the spine back down. All right, so we're going to take that through into your peel spine from there. So we're going to take that imaginary rod out, and we're now going to roll the spine up and roll the spine back down. So just now trying to create a little bit more mobility through the spine. So the arms can again lengthen down. We're breathing in, softening your heart, your ribs. Pull those lower tummy muscles in. Now roll your hips towards your ribs, and then we're peeling. So 1 vertebrae at a time, rolling away from the mat. Reaching your knees forwards over your toes. Now take a deep breath in at the top. As we breathe out, soften your chest, your ribs, as we roll all the way down through the spine. The tailbone touches down, and then we roll back to that neutral. Again, we're breathing in to prepare. Softening your heart, your ribs. Pull those lower tummy muscles in, rolling your hips towards you. And we're peeling bone by bone away from the mat. Inhaling at the top. Breathing out, softening your heart, your ribs. Keep pulling those tummy muscles in as we roll all the way down through. Finding that neutral. Let's go for another 2. Breathing in, softening your heart, your ribs, abdominals pulling in. Roll your hips towards you and peeling bone by bone away from the mat. Inhaling at the top. And then softening your chest, your ribs as we breathe out, rolling down. Now think about reaching your bottom to the heels of your feet. So we're lengthening through the spine, almost creating a little bit of space between each individual joint and finding that neutral. And let's go for one more here, guys. So we're breathing in. Exhaling, pull those abdominals in, rolling your hips towards you. And we're peeling bone by bone away from the mat. Deep breath in at the top and then softening your chest, your ribs as we roll all the way down through the spine. And then finding that neutral. All right, from there, just give those knees a gentle little hug out from side to side there. Okay. So we're going to come into now our tabletop positioning. Now our tabletop is a really great position that we can add on, we can work harder from and do a lot more challenging exercises from, but we do want to make sure that we have got that tabletop position technique really, really down and really perfect. So let's have a little look at it. So shoulders are sliding down. Again, we'll go with the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, your heart softens, your ribs sink. Now we're keeping your back nicely flat along the mat. We're going to draw one knee into tabletop. So we want to be near enough 90 degrees at the hip and at the knee there. Now we're going to pause here, breathe in. Soften the heart, the ribs, abdominals, again pulling in as we then lift that second leg to join. And we want to ensure here that your back is staying flat, those abdominals are switched on. Pause here and then we can lower down through 1 and then lower down through 2. So we're going to go again there, so we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to float one knee up, 90 degree at the hip and at the knee. Sink the ribs, lifting that second leg to join. Again, keeping your back nicely flat there. Pause. And then we can lower down through 1 and then lower down through 2. So guys, what we can often find with our tabletop position is that we can float one knee up and all is fine and dandy. But then as we lift that second leg to join, we can pop the ribs and arch the back, and then we can do further movements from there, but our core isn't doing the work then, our lower back muscles are, and we're out of our neutral positioning. So that is not what we're after. So we really want to try and focus your back staying nicely lengthened. So we can draw one knee up. Now a little top tip is as we bring that second leg to join, because that tends to be when the ribs will want to pop, you drag the toes along the mat, keep pulling in through those tummy muscles, and then we lift the second leg to join. So you're going to keep the toes in contact with the mat for as long as you can. We can then again drop down through the foot, slide the foot along as we lower down through 1, drop down, and then we slide as we lower through 2. So just a little tip there. So we can draw one knee up, breathing in. Soften the heart, the ribs, abdominals pulling in. We draw the toes along the mat as we can then lift that second leg up. Pause. And again, we drop down, draw the toes along, slide out, and then for that second leg as well. So just if you're struggling to keep your back nicely lengthened, that can be a little top tip from there. And then as you'll see in further videos, we can take it into some single leg stretch legs and all sorts of other positionings once we've found our tabletop and we're quite comfortable and happy with our tabletop. So guys, the next exercise that we're going to go over is a curl up. So a basic curl up, head and shoulders lifting off and lowering back down. Now I just wanted to recap and go over the hand position for that. So I'm actually going to sit myself up for this one so I can really show you. So we're going to interlace the fingertips here, and the hands are going to come behind the head. Now you want to almost bring the thumbs each side of the jawline here. So we really nicely support it through our head. Our head weighs a lot, so we do want to make sure that we've got that support. And then we can almost pull the head up and pull the head out of the neck slightly, just to get that little bit of traction and that little bit of length through the neck. Now from here, we want to set the shoulders, so we're going to shrug them up, slide them down, and then we want to wrap the elbows just slightly around, so just so you can see your elbows in your peripheral vision, and then that will be the perfect arm position for our curl up. And we've then got the right amount of support for the head and the neck, and we should be able to get those core muscles working quite nicely. So I'm going to lay down and then we'll just go through that positioning. So interlace the fingertips, hands behind the head, thumbs coming to each side of the jawline. So shrug the shoulders up, slide the shoulders down, and wrap the elbows around just so you can again see those elbows there in your peripheral vision. Now to come into our curl up. So softening your chin gently down towards your chest. Almost keep that sense of pulling the head out of the neck as we then drop the ribs and curl the head and shoulders off. So eye line is just towards the top of your knees. Pause, breathing in, and then we can lengthen and lower back down. Soften the chin down. Pull almost the head out of the neck as we curl up, pulling those tummy muscles in, and we want to aim so that your shoulder blades are hovered away from the mat. Pause and lengthen and lower back down. Now we've got 2 more to go here. So softening the chin down, exhaling, sinking through the ribs as we curl up. Pause and then lengthening and lowering back down, and then 1 more here. Soften the chin down, exhaling, sinking the ribs as we curl up. Pause and then lengthening and lowering back down. Now we can add on bits and pieces to that. So we're just going to add on a little leg slide just to give it a go. So we're breathing in, breathing out to curl up. Now pause here, sink the ribs, inch up a little bit higher. We're going to slide 1 leg out. Breathing in to slide in. We then slide the opposite leg away. Breathing in to slide in, sink the ribs, pull those abdominals in as we slide out. Drawing in and then reaching away and sliding in. So just checking here that you haven't let yourself drop down. You're staying nice and high in that curl up. Abdominals are pulling in. We'll do 1 more each leg. So sliding out. Inhale and then last one. And then from there we can relax your curl up back down. All right then guys, so we have got 2 more exercises that I just really want to go over with you. So one of them is extension. We're going to do a little diamond press, and the other one is coming onto all 4. So we'll do our extension one first. So have a little roll onto your fronts. Now we're going to go with your hands just resting underneath your forehead. Legs are just in your hip distance apart. Now, if I just show you an example of a not particularly good extension, and then we'll go over how to do it well. So we can just extend the spine and lift from here. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm holding all of my tension through here. And to be quite honest, it doesn't feel very nice. And extension should feel nice. It should feel like a really nice opening for the spine and a nice position to be in. So to correct that, we want to make sure that we've got the abdominals engaged, the legs engaged, the glutes engaged, to then be able to extend the spine. So let's just go over the correct technique. So hands can rest underneath your forehead. Now we just want to set up through your pelvis. So your pubic bone is sinking into the mat and abdominals lifting away. And then already I've got that sense of length coming into my lower back. Now we just want to set the shoulders as we did in our curl up, so we can shrug them up, slide them down. Now from here, keep the shoulders sliding down. We're going to push gently into the forearms as we extend. And we're going to keep that lift coming through those abdominals. So if I didn't have that lift, I'd be here. So we want to keep those abdominals lifting and engaged, and your head is following the line of the spine. So just check you're not extending the neck. We've got that slight softening of your chin towards your chest, and then we can release all the way back down. So pretty much 500 things to think about there. Pubic bone sinks and those abdominals engage. Now, shrug the shoulders up. Slide the shoulders down. Push into the forearms. Keep that lift through those abdominals. Keep that head in line with the spine. Pause here. And then slowly releasing back down. Pubic bone sinks. Tummy muscles are lift. Shrugging up. Sliding down. Pushing into the forearms as we extend. Pause and releasing all the way back down. We've got 2 more, guys. Pubic bone sinks, abdominals lift, shrugging up, sliding down, pushing into the forearms. Keep that lift through those tummy muscles and releasing back down. And 1 more. Pubic bone sinks, tummy muscles are lift, shrugging up, sliding down, pushing into the forearms. Hold. And then releasing all the way back down. All right, from there, guys, we'll have a sit back, have a shell stretch, and a little release off here. So just curling the spine the opposite way, just to get a sense of opening. And we can then uncurl back up. Now, we've got 1 more exercise to go over, and that is our on all fours positioning. So, knees are underneath the hips, the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Now, what we often do here, and actually gravity almost assists us to do, is to let the back drop down in that position. And that wouldn't be neutral, and that actually would mean that we're shortening all the muscles here and actually almost shortening the vertebra and squashing those discs. So that's not the position that we want to be in. So we can just find a bit more of a neutral. So we can let ourselves go into that position, so into that arch. Then we can curl all the way the opposite way, so almost like a little cat stretch. And then we want to settle halfway. And then that should be near enough our neutral alignment and our neutral positioning. Shoulders can then slide down, and we can take that into some knee hovers from there. So we're going to tuck the toes underneath you. We're breathing in. Now we want to maintain that complete neutral position as we then hover the knees just an inch or so off the mat. Breathing in as we lower. And again, breathing out as we just hover the knees away. Inhale to lower. Exhaling, abdominals pulling in as we hover off. Breathing in to lower, so really checking we're maintaining that neutral. We haven't let ourselves drop or curl. And 2 more to go. So we're going to hover off. Breathing in to lower. And then last one, guys. Breathing out as we hover. And releasing back down. And then again, just have that sit back, have that shell stretch, and that little release off. Okay, uncurling yourselves back up. All right then, guys, well, I really hope that you enjoyed that little introduction into Pilates. So just going over a few of the basic exercises, so hopefully you feel a little bit more confident now on going forwards in a few more of the other workouts. So I'll link some of the kind of more beginner workouts down below that would be appropriate for you if you have just gone through this little workout and this little video. If you did like the video and if you did find it useful, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel grow. And of course, subscribe to the family. So come on over, subscribe, and yeah, you won't miss any other workouts then. And I'd love to have you comment down below, have a little chat with me. It would be great to kind of get to know you all a little bit better. All right then, guys, I will catch you all in the next video. Take care.